Hello students, I hope you all are doing extremely well and going through all the videos that are being uploaded. Well, last class we have talked about the attainable and unattainable combination, which are following some more additional concepts of production possibility curve. And today we will talk about the shift of production possibility curve. Well, I have already written the definition of production possibility curve, that it is a locus of combination of two commodities that can be produced with the help of given resources and technology. Now, what we will focus is basically on the shift. So, we already know that the production possibility curve, when we were drawing the production possibility curve, we have listed down some assumptions, and based on those assumptions we have finally formulated our production possibility curve. And the production possibility curve is specifying that the resources in our hand are limited. On those assumptions, the first assumptions that we are coming up with under the PPC is that resources are given. So when the shift will occur, so whenever there is some change in resources or there is some change in technology, at that point what will happen? We will have some more capacity to produce more. And in our last video we have seen there are some unattainable combinations which are lying outside the PPC. So whenever the PPC will shift, we can attain those combinations too. We cannot attain all of those combinations which are lying outside the PPC, because outside the PPC there are so many points. We cannot reach every one of them, but we can at least reach some of them. So whenever there is some change in resources or change in technology, the PPC will shift. Now, my dear students, I am just focusing on change. If there is some positive change, then and then we can attain all those unattainable combination of points. But if there is some negative change that we will discuss in this video, if there is some negative change, the production possibility curve will fall because of the fact that resources will be getting destroyed. Now, let's get into it. Whenever there is change in resource and technology, the PPC will shift accordingly. The PPC will shift accordingly. So, my dear students, the PPC basically shifts only due to the fact that whenever there is some change in resource. Without resources being changed, the PPC will not shift. The production points may be shift, they can come inside the PPC, or it can move up and down on the PPC, but the PPC will not shift. The PPC will shift only at that point whenever there is some change in resource. Well, the shift are of basically two types. One is the rightward shift, and another you can clearly guess that it would be leftward shift. So what will be this rightward shift? What could be the formal writings or formal definitions of rightward shift. So whenever there is some increase in resource and technology, the PPC will shift rightwards from left to right. So this change will simply indicate there is some positive change in resource and technology. If there is some positive change in resource and technology, we can produce more of goods and services that are being produced in the economy before the change in resource. But as there is some positive change, resources have increased, so we can produce more of the goods and services that are getting produced. So whenever there is increase in resource, the PPC will shift towards right. So PPC will shift towards right. So whenever we come across a situation, there is some increase in resource or technology, the PPC will shift. Now, how can we some increase in resource and technology? Say suppose we have discovered some new source of natural resource which will increase the stock of resources. We have found new stock of coal which are previously that were being unidentified. The coal is a natural resource and coal is heavily used in industrial production. The industrial production will increase and hence the production possibility curve will shift. And suppose there is some increase in skilled labors, there is some more expenditure from the government in terms of education and health, which have increased some skilled and healthy labor force. And with the skilled and healthy labor force, there is no company or no institution which will not employ any skilled and highly skilled and healthy labor force. So they will start employing all those skilled and healthy labor force, and as a result the companies or all those institutions or all those production hubs will start increasing their production, and hence PPC will shift towards right. Well, now let us explain this through the diagram. So first draw two axes, vertical and horizontal. In vertical axis you can measure any good, and horizontal axis you have to measure any another good. Like the other videos of PPC, I am also referring the same sort of combinations. In the vertical axis we are measuring AC. You can take any other also, no issues. Just I am to make everything similar. In the vertical axis I am taking AC, and in the horizontal axis I am taking potato. You can take any other goods also. You can take watch, clock, or pencil, toothbrush, anything, doesn't matter. But just to sake of simplicity and to keep all these things similar, so that you should not get confused in between. So hence I am just taking the two examples again and again, AC and potato, just to make your basic concepts clear. Well, we can also take number of items on the vertical axis too, and some more number of items in the in the horizontal axis. So, but what will happen? The result will be same. The PPC will shift, but the analysis will be lot different, will be more complex. So for a very much simplicity, we are just focusing only two goods combinations. So let's draw our PPC. So this is our PPC, which is concave towards origin. Let's give it a name, AF. So this is our PPC. Now what has happened that there is some increase in resource in the form of new discovery of resource, or in the form of new technique of production being invented, new machineries being invented, new machineries are in the market, or there is some increase in skilled labor force, and so on and so forth. So what will happen with this increase in resource and technology? The production will increase, and the production possibility curve will now shift towards right. See, it has shifted towards right, from left to right. So let's give it a name, S star, F star. So initially, when our resource stock was given, the production possibility curve was basically AF, and as there is some increase in resource in the form of new discovery of natural resource, or increase in labor force, skilled and healthy labor force, or invention of new technique of production. So as a result, what happened? We are able to produce more, and this resulted our production possibility curve to shift rightwards, and the initial PPC curve, which was AF, has shifted rightwards to S star, F star. So this is the simple rightward shift of PPC. Now let's go to our leftward shift. So leftward shift is basically the exact opposite thing of our rightward shift. So rightward shift was that whenever there is some increase in resource, PPC shift towards right. Now we will write it in opposite sense. So let me write it. Whenever there is some whenever there is, okay, don't write some, whenever there is fall or decrease in resource, the PPC will shift, the PPC will shift towards left. Well, my dear students, before going into detail, let me tell you that we are still focusing on the first two assumptions, not first two assumptions. Basically, we are mainly focusing on the first assumption of our PPC, where we have written that resources are given. But here we are just modulating that first assumption that resources were given, and we are taking that there is some change in resource. So with this modulation of this assumption, basically some more changes are getting occurred with our PPC. So anyways, the leftward shift. So leftward shift is when there is some fall or decrease in the resource from our given resource stock. The first assumption related to that relates to that there is some given stock of resource at our disposal, but here we are referring that there is some fall or decrease in resource from the initial point, whatever the original point we have in our hand, the original stock of resource that we had in our hand, which resulted the AF production possibility curve. So from that resource stock there is some fall or decrease in resource, and as a result, what has happened now, as there is falling resource, we definitely cannot produce like the same way what we are producing. Now the production will entirely fall down because there is some fallen resources as well as some falling technology. So this will lead to less production, and finally the production possibility curve, the initial production possibility that we are having, will shift leftwards. So let's show this with the help of a diagram. The same diagram we will draw here again. In the vertical axis, let's take AC, and in the horizontal axis, potato. Let's draw a PPC curve. Give it a name, AF. So this is our initial PPC curve, which was our original PPC curve. The PPC curve was AF, and this represents that we are producing maybe at the optimal level, because all those combination of points which are ever on the PPC, this PPC will be drawn on the assumption that resources are fully getting utilized, so we will be producing on the PPC. Now what has happened, suddenly we face a situation that there is a big famine, or there is a big some natural disaster, or something else, some abnormal conditions that got happened, which led to fall in labor stock as well as capital stock. Some industries got destroyed, burned, and so on and so forth. There is some situation of war, so all sorts of negative things. So at this point, what will happen? The stock of resources will come down, and whenever there is fall in the stock of resource and technology, the PPC will shift towards left, because as there is fall in technology and resource, we cannot produce like what we are producing before the fall in resource. So maybe before the fall in resource we are producing on the PPC on this AF curve, and now there is some fall in resource, hence the PPC curve will shift some inside way. That means it will shift towards left hand side. Here in the rightward shift, PPC has shifted to the outer side, but here PPC has shifted to the inner side. It will be much more closer to the origin, and here, sorry, I forgot to give here the origin. Here the PPC will shift in an outer way, and it will go further away from the origin. The further away from the origin the PPC curve is representing some more higher level of production, and here we have attained some unattainable combinations on this ester ester, but beyond ester ester there is some more unattainable combinations too. But even if there is some increase in resource, we cannot increase in our resource in an unlimited way. So again, resources are getting limited, so we will produce at max ester ester level. And here there is some fall in resource, or there is some destruction in resource, so PPC has shifted inner way, and it has come much more closer towards the origin, and we will be producing on what to say, A bar, F bar. We will be producing at A bar, F bar. So these are the simple names, A bar, F bar. You can give any other name. These are just a way of showing the points, just to specify the points. You can give it another name, the way it pleases you. So the main fact is that whenever we are focusing on the rightward shift, we need to show that the PPC is shifted rightwards. It has gone some outer way, much further away from the origin, because there is some increase in resource in the form of new discovery of resources, new discovery of stock of resource, new invention of new technique of production, or increase in some skilled labor force, which has increased the production, and as a result PPC has shifted rightwards. And the exact opposite for the leftward shift, here we need to show that the PPC has shifted inside that means it has come much more closer towards origin. Maybe there is some war, famine, drought, or there is some natural disasters which has destroyed so many industries and so on and so forth. So all sorts of negative things will come under leftward shift, and the positive things will be associated with the rightward shift. Hence, before starting this video, I have told you that this change could be positive as well as it could be negative. So whenever there is some positive change, the PPC will shift rightwards, and when the change is associated with some negative thing, that means the leftward shift, it is associated with some negative thing. So as a result, the PPC will shift inside, because there is some falling stock of resource, falling labor resource, falling capital resource. Hence, we cannot produce like before, like we were producing on AF before there is falling resource. So now, as there is falling resource, we do not have that much capacity. So hence, the PPC will shift inside. So this is all, my dear students. So hope you have learned this leftward, the shift of PPC well. And if you face any trouble with this leftward and rightward shift of PPC, please feel free to comment below on the comment box, and I will reach out to you. Till then, stay safe, stay strong. We are meeting in our next